Summon Sign is brought to you by you. If you want to learn how to support our show, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. Hello everyone, welcome to episode 103 of Summon Sign, Last Stand Media's weekly in-depth game discussion podcast. I'm your host, as always, Brad Ellison. Joining me, I have my Punching Up co-host today. Just me and Micah. Micah, how are you though today? We're in the week of work.
Yeah, I'm doing quite well, thank you. I am joining the Hydro Homies. I'm really trying to increase my water intake. I started taking creatine, and so
gonna get jacked? What's going on?
Trying. But so it's like you're supposed to drink more water with it. I am horrible at drinking water. I was trained by my retail days to go to the bathroom like once a day, basically. You know what I mean? It's like when you work a job like that and you're not supposed to go to the bathroom, like except on your break. And so you just don't drink any water. So I was just kind of trained by that for years. I'm really trying now to break that habit. It's hard. It is not easy to just be like, I don't know, your brain tells you you're thirsty and you're just like, I don't know, who cares?
Yeah.
So I'm trying to actually listen to the signal and be like, yes, I'm thirsty. Do something about it.
Yeah, man. You gotta drink that water if you're drinking that, or not drinking. Well, you are drinking creatine, I guess.
Yeah, I am ingesting it through fluids, yes.
Like, I just put the powder in my mouth and put water in my mouth real quick and swish it, then chug it. Like, I don't do anything like that for pleasure, like protein as well. I do the minimum amount of water and everything there, and I just chug it really fast.
Oh, you take it like a shot.
Yeah, I don't want to sip on it. I don't want any of that shit. I just want to get it over with. It's all business.
What I've been doing, this is like the first like week I've been taking it. So I've been doing it with my protein shakes, which I use the frozen bananas to make it like a nice like milkshake, like consistency, and that'd been fine. Today was the first day I did a protein bar for breakfast instead of a shake. Just some days I'm like, I just want some solid fucking food, and so I did the creatine just in water mixed with a sprinkling of liquid IV to give it some flavor, because I was just like, I'm not someone who needs a flavored drink. I am someone who's weirded out by it's somewhat flavored indistinctly. Yeah. It's like, it's not just plain water. It doesn't necessarily have a taste, but there's something in it. So give me a sprinkle of liquid IV. I use like a third of the packet maybe just to give it something.
I've never
an
had
identifiable flavor. I can't stand unidentifiable flavors. That's what it is.
What flavor do you go for?
My favorite liquid IV is strawberry lemonade, followed by the popsicle one, the one that's like bomb pop flavored. Oh my God, that one's the best. Like that one tastes exactly like those tricolor bomb pops from when we were kids. Like those are my two favorites. I alternate between those. If they have a new flavor, sometimes I'll try it, but I've been burned by liquid IV flavors before. Some of them are just gross. I also mix it with like double the water because like they're way too sweet for me.
Oh yeah. Wait, is this like a pre-workout or is this just like electrolytes?
Oh, it's just electrolytes. I like it specifically. People will tell you like, oh, don't use that one, it's too high calorie. I can't stand stevia. So it's like, this is a lower sugar option, but still uses real sugar versus the ones that use stevia. Stevia just tastes like black licorice to me. I just can't do it. Yeah, like not everyone can taste that. Some people are totally fine. Colin doesn't taste it because he uses that, is it Dimetize? ISO 100 protein. I think that has stevia in it, and that tastes perfectly fine to him. And to me, it just tastes like black licorice. Anything that's got stevia in it. So I like liquid IV. I buy it during the Black Friday sales because otherwise it's expensive.
There's sugar-free ones.
And those are pretty good. Those are okay. I get this. I think they do use stevia, but it's a small enough amount that I was like, it was tolerable, but I still didn't love it. Okay. I was like, I'm not taking it every day either. I save it for cardio days, like after a bike ride. That's what I'm sipping on. Makes a huge difference with like muscle cramping for me.
Muscle cramping? Huh. Okay. You're on a bike though, right? Is that what you do? Or you treadmill?
Yeah. Like I have a stationary bike for cardio days, and then other days of the week, I'm usually doing Pure Bar or like just, free weight exercises. That's what I did this morning.
Cool. Are your quads getting jacked on your legs?
No, I have not noticed the quads yet, but my calves. For the first time in my life, I was like, holy shit, I have calves. And I was just like, oh my God. And my immediate response though was I'm getting fat. And you gotta turn that off in the 30-year-old woman brain that says bigger is bad. And it's like, no, you're trying to be muscular. You're trying
to get bigger. Isn't that the whole, like you're taking creatine. That's what you want.
And that's it. The thing though, it's like that whole 90s diet culture thing, I thought I wasn't affected by it because I was like, I like who I am. I'm happy with who I am. Mm-hmm. But I was, in fact, raised by a slim, fast Atkins diet mom. And it comes out in unexpected ways when I was like, oh, I was stoked. At first, I was like, dude, my arms are getting bigger. And then I was like, do I look fat? The immediate response was like, wait a minute.
No, you got to show those guns off. Do you have bigger arms than Colin now?
No. That'd be pretty sweet, but no. But it just is. It's one of those things of it was funny to me to immediately be like, whoa, I have calves. That's fucking sick. And then like look fat. And it's like, wait a minute.
Wait a minute. Yeah.
Dude,
that is the best when you notice progress. Because you don't notice as much because you see yourself all the time. But like when you notice something, you're like, oh shit, dude.
Dude,
nice.
Yeah, it's like you're brushing your teeth and it's like, whoa, a little bicep pop there.
Yeah, whoa, right? Or my brachialis is popping out. Yeah, this is fucking crazy.
Like I was making a protein shake and I have a blender that you press down on the top of it to to get it going. And I was pressing on it and Colin's like, whoa, your arms look great. And I was like, oh my God, somebody else noticed. That's big dude. Time. That's big time,
dude. Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. What's going on with the weight routine then, Micah? Talk to me. What's the rundown?
Nothing extreme. So I have a variety of dumbbells and I just follow different videos because I get really bored counting out reps. Like just, I guess I get really bored. So my favorite videos are Caroline Gervin on YouTube. She just has all these free videos of you do the exercise for 30 to 40 seconds. You have a 20-second rest, I like her videos just because it's like, you keep track of your reps in your head for progress, but it's not like counting to 15. It's like, see how many you can do in 20 seconds. Challenge yourself,
Sure. Gotcha.
So it makes it a little more gamified for me to be like, oh, this time can I add in 2 more? And just the variety of exercises. I'm not creative when it comes to designing a workout. So having it pushes you to do something you wouldn't want to do. It's like, push-ups, I don't want to do them, but she's telling me to. So I'll do it. I'll listen to the buff lady. But otherwise, I would not force myself to do that.
She's pretty buff. She's not like, fucking humongous. She's not like Abby.
No, she's incredibly cut. Like she's not like China, the WWE diva, rest in peace. But she's incredibly sculpted. Like I'll never have abs like that. I am not disciplined enough to eat that way. But I just want to be stronger. Like that's the goal.
Yeah. I mean, that's good, dude. Working out's super good for you. Happy you and Colin both do it a lot. Yeah, I need to do more cardio. I do try to do it every session, but I am often so fucking exhausted by the end. I can't do it. But it's getting better. On the treadmill, just incline walking. 10 incline, 3 speed. It's quite a workout, dude.
You and I were both kind of like disappointed because we're interested in like walking pads for home. But for various reasons, for you, because you're the tallest man in the world and like they don't seem to make ones great for people with a longer stride. And for me, I was just like, the reviews for the affordable ones are so hit or miss. And then like the higher end is like, that's a chunk of change. I don't really want to be dropping on a no-name product. Like, it's like what I need is for like Schwinn or like a name I trust to release one. And then I'll be like, all right, I have a Schwinn bike, that I love that thing. But it's like, it's always like the name brand is, Donut Dog. And I'm like, do I trust Donut Dog with $1,500?
Now I'm just picturing like a basset hound walking on a treadmill with a donut hanging in front of him.
Okay. Android users may know there used to be an app called Donut Dog. It was a widget, actually, and it was a battery meter. It was a little dachshund. It had donuts around its middle, and as your battery drained, the donuts would be eaten.
That's
I
awesome.
loved that widget. And when it was discontinued by like the developer, I was so sad because I had that as my battery meter, and it used to make my ex so mad because he'd be like, "What's your phone at?" And I'd be like, 2 donuts. And he's like, "What percentage is your phone at?" I'd be like, "I don't know." Donut Dog says I have 2 donuts left. It was the most impractical app ever, but I loved it. So maybe some Android users will remember that with me.
Yeah, that's good stuff. I like it, Micah. That reminds me, I need to take creatine today also before I go work out.
Yeah, I'm going for AM, whether I work out or not. The goal is to just get it out of the way in the morning. Because like some people say post-workout is best, but then some people said that at least having the consistency of like 24 hours was better. So I'm like, I'm going to shoot for the mornings. As of now, I've been working out in the mornings anyways. So it has been post-workout.
Yeah. I have to do it before because after I just forget. Because after my brain is just on protein and I just forget about it completely every time. So I just gotta do what works for me, I guess. I don't know. Probably not optimal, but it is what it is.
Brad's just over like a chemist mixing all his powder. He's got collagen, he's got greens, he's got creatine.
I don't have any of that.
He's just
I don't have
collagen
or greens. I mean, those would probably be good, but I don't have any of those right now. Just straight creatine and protein. I take vitamins though, which is good.
Oh yeah, I'm a vitamin lady.
Gotta take those vitamins. Yeah, because you're a GNC lady, former GNC vet.
Yeah, and I had tried to start shopping at like our vitamin shop. We got a new one, and the guy in there is so mean that I'm like, I'm going back to GNC, bro. Yeah, I'm back at GNC. Because this man is just like surly and somewhat rude, and I'm like, all right.
Yeah, that's uncalled for. That's not necessary.
He's fucking jacked and he's like a pretty boy. And it's just like, bro, like, I'm not trying to date you. I'm just trying to buy these vitamins. All right. And he's giving you like he doesn't have time for you. And it's like, you work here, dog. Like,
that's your job, asshole.
I'm just checking out. Not checking you out, sir. I'm checking out. So he's got this like weird attitude that I don't appreciate. And there's a nice lady that works there, but I've only seen her once. And every other time I've been in there, it's been this guy. And I'm like, I'll go to the GNC where the nice hippie guy works. He's great. Yeah,
go to the hippie guy.
I'm going there.
Hey, if you want to support us, go to patreon.com/laststandmedia. You can get early ad-free access to all of our shows like Defining Duke, Punching Up, Sacred Symbols, and you get stuff like Sacred Symbols Plus, a weekly Sacred Symbols supplement if you want a little bonus there. Also, if you want some merch, go to laststandmedia.store. Micah will be sending you the merch from their house. So if you want something straight from the Moriarty house, head on over there.
Oh, yeah. Can I give an update about merch?
Yes.
Okay, so we had been waiting for all of the holiday sweaters to be delivered before listing the extras because we always order a couple extra in each size in case of loss or damage during shipping. We still have one that is floating around with USPS. Whoa. And so I am hoping it's delivered, this week. But what we're planning to do, Dustin and I agreed, we're going to list the extras on Wednesday. So when you hear this on Tuesday, know that tomorrow, Wednesday, the fucking 17th, we're going to list the extra sweaters. There's going to be a very small amount of these. So if you missed out on the pre-order or if you liked it so much and your wife said, my God, where did you get that?
My God.
Yeah. Oh my God, I need that. They're going to be listed on Wednesday. So stay tuned for those. Keep an eye on the website, our socials. We'll post it there, I'm sure. But I've been so annoyed because I've just been following like as we went, like first it was the international orders and those were all delivered. And we have one American order that's just taking its sweet fucking time. And so I'm just like, I need to know that they've all been delivered before I sell the extras. But
absolutely. Gotta know. We were talking about working out, Micah. Back pain wrote in and said, Bradley, I saw your form when you were deadlifting. You better clean that up or I'll be paying you a visit soon. Joke's on you. I don't do deadlifts because I know I'll fuck up my back.
I was going to say, are you Instagramming your workouts, Brad? Are you turning into a fitness inspiration person?
No,
Fitspo,
I have not.
That's what they call it.
I will, if I post anything fitness, I'll do it in our Discord tab, the fitness
Brad's
section.
putting up the tripod at the Planet Fitness. Confirmed.
No, dude, I don't even own a tripod. Planet Fitness, no. I go in LA Fitness. A little different.
Oh,
It's really
love.
nice.
There's these really funny meme accounts on Instagram, and they post like shit you see at Planet Fitness. It'll just be people doing like the strangest
crazy workouts. Yeah.
Or there was one of them, like a lot of them are just satire. You know, if you're a Planet Fitness homie, big ups to you still. But like one of them was a guy like pretending to drive the weight bench like a car.
Yeah,
and they're
really
like, what
funny.
that? Like they're like, how many sets of these is he doing? Like.
That's awesome. Yeah, Planet Fitness was kind of a meme for a while, but I heard they turned it around quite a bit.
It's a meme partly because they went so far against. I understand they wanted it to be welcoming to everyone, but literally, I have a friend who's just like average lady. Okay, she's not like jacked or anything. Average lady walking on a treadmill. They told her tank top was too revealing. It was just a standard muscle tank. You know, like muscle tank sports bra, and she was wearing running shorts.
Hey, man,
and they told her to cover up.
I'm gonna be
it's
real.
Just like,
some of the
we're
stuff
working out. It's hot in here.
Some of the stuff girls wear at the gym though is
a
little
the
too
butt
crazy.
Crack pants.
A little.
The butt crack pants are insane.
popular.
I had to Google how those worked because the curiosity finally was killing me. Because I was like, I have never had a wedgie to that degree.
Yeah.
So what are these magic pants? And it's a special type of pants that just wedge themselves between your ass cheeks. But it's like she really was just wearing running shorts, a loose tank top, and a sports bra, and they told her to cover up. So like Planet Fitness has a weird reputation because like they go too hard on that stuff, but it's like she's not fucking. I don't know. It's too much.
No hose allowed.
I mean, it's almost like they're like. You gotta be like really, really out of shape, and then we're like, "Come in, my darling, come in out of the cold."
Bro,
and if you look somewhat normal, they're like, "Get the hell out of here."
Oh, you semi in ship? Get the fuck out, bitch!
Exactly. They're like, "This is a haven for the people who are uninitiated," and that's good. I want you to have a place you feel comfortable.
Yeah,
but you should also want my money too.
Yeah,
just a normal person.
And I get it, dude. People out there at the gym, it's intimidating the first time there. But you got to know there's so many people in there who don't know what the fuck they're doing forever. And it's totally fine. No one gives a shit, dude. Just go do your thing. It's totally fine. Don't worry about anyone else in there. Just get in there.
Yeah, I've been considering...
People are really friendly. If you need help with something, ask something.
I mean, I'm not going to ask a regular person, but I've been considering doing like 1 or 2 personal training sessions at a gym.
Just to get the form.
Just to get an idea. Because I'm doing these dumbbell workouts. I am, however, running out of space to keep upgrading my dumbbells.
Yeah.
So I'm getting to the point where it's like, these aren't heavy enough anymore. But how many more of these do I want to buy? And the Select Tech weights are cool, but I read too many reviews where people said, I was doing a chest press and the weight fell off and hit me. And I'm like, well,
damn, dude.
Don't want to die.
Yeah.
Don't want to be disfigured.
Don't want to be disfigured. No.
So I'm considering a gym membership, but I don't know what the fuck I'm doing in there.
It's motivating. But, no, you'll be fine, Micah. You can start with just the machines. Just start with the machines.
That's why I was like, sign up for like 1 or 2 personal training sessions and have the guy show me what to do.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
And then just follow that religiously for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Never try anything different.
Yeah. I can do everything just fine on my own except deadlift. I'm worried about. I need someone to like really show me that.
Yeah, I'm not trying to do anything
like
scary.
Really heavy stuff. I'm trying to do like I can deadlift normal stuff, but if I want to like grow and get like crazy with deadlifts, I would need someone to like help me and show me all that kind of shit. Yeah. Hey, if you live in Irvine and you go to LA Fitness, hit me up if you can deadlift and you want to show me. We can do that. That'd be sick. But you got to be good at deadlifts. I don't want to see some jabroni in there. You got to know how to do it.
Don't come just to hang out and talk video games with Brad.
I mean, we could do that in between, but you got to know how to deadlift first. I need something out of this as well. But we'll make it happen. Now I'm pumped to go to the gym later today, Micah. Fuck yeah.
Hell yeah. I'm going to see if I can fit in some cardio later today. I made sure to get my workout out of the way first because I wasn't sure how the rest of the day would shake out. That's what I've been trying to do. It's like I'd rather do a short workout in the morning than nothing for the day.
Oh, yeah. Always got to get something in, no matter what. Sometimes, like, some days you feel weaker than others or you're just tired.
Oh, dude, yeah, there were some days where I wake up and it's like, let's get this bread, and you're like barely hanging on.
Yeah. Oh, that's like that SpongeBob meme I sent you. I forgot when we were talking about booking punching up or something like that. You and me were doing like multiple days. The SpongeBob crawling in the house or whatever, all dead, saying, let's get that bread. Hell yeah. That's good shit. Do you take pre-workout or anything?
No, I can't do caffeine. So,
is it getting too fucking crazy, or is it like bad for you or something?
No, yeah, caffeine makes me wired. If I will have a cup of coffee in the morning, I won't sleep at night. Like, literally. And people will be like, there's no way it's connected. It's like, I've tested it enough times where it's like, I'll have no caffeine for like weeks. I'll have one cup of coffee. I can't sleep that night.
Well, it's because you have no tolerance, probably. No.
I don't. And I tried to drink coffee like every day for like a week. And and I know it's probably not enough time, but then it's like I was so fucked up without the sleep that I was like, I can't do this.
Can you drink like a soda? Or you just like stay away from that?
A soda is borderline. If I have like a regular like Coke, like I love Coke Zero. If I have a Coke Zero, I'm not going to sleep as good that night. Like,
gotcha. Okay.
I just have started avoiding it in general.
No, yeah, I totally get it. That's whatever works for you, Micah. It's totally fine. You know who loves Coke Zero? Is Lockmort.
Really?
He loves Coke Zero. I always see him drinking the Coke Zero.
It's the only diet soda I like. Because I find like Diet Coke I've always hated. But Coke Zero, I'm like, this is acceptable. Is it as good as the original? No. But I do like it. I can only
drink diet and sugar-free now. If I have a normal soda, it's like getting hit in the face with like a giant sugar block or something.
It's
like
intense.
It's fucking insane to me now.
It's like really, really intensely sweet. And so like I'm not someone who drinks soda regularly, partly because of my heartburn. I'm not supposed to have carbonated beverages. I have the body of an 80-year-old. I'm sure everyone envies it. But so it's like I'm not supposed to have carbonation anyways. So on the rare occasion that I treat myself to a soda, sometimes I'll be like, just have a regular Coke because you're drinking it like twice a year. But then, man, I do like that Coke Zero now.
Yeah.
Sometimes I get a hankering specifically for that.
I go for my beverage of choice is sugar-free Dr. Pepper. That's where I go. I'm a Dr. Pepper man.
Oh, Dr. Pepper's my favorite soda. I just don't feel like the diet holds up. Like Dr. Pepper's my all-time favorite soda.
Yeah.
And I don't feel content with the diet offerings.
It's like the best soda. Can't think of anything better.
It's the best. Everybody is like, oh, it tastes like cough medicine. It's like, yeah, well, you were drinking that in high school too. So like,
drinking your lean, you freak. Holy shit. I've never had that. I would never drink that.
I've never done that. I had friends who did. What was it called? Robo-tripping when you drink like Robitussin?
I don't know, dude. Everyone's got their own, like every
I
region's
didn't
got
do
their
these
own
things.
name.
I was a good egg, but I hung out with some bad eggs.
Yeah, we all did. We all hung out with some bad eggs. It's just the way it went.
They were really funny eggs. So.
Yeah, that's often the case. Yeah. Really dumb as well. Micah, since this is the last episode of the year we are filming, we're going on break next week till the end of next year. I think I come back the 5th. I'll be back, and this episode will go out the 6th. Because next week, we already filmed it. That's me and Colin doing the holiday or the Christmas episode, 2nd annual. Then the one after that is the massive Game of the Year episode where we got everybody on there. I don't know if it might be longer than last year's. I'm not sure. I would like it to be the longest that we've done. I don't know, though, if it is. I'm not exactly sure. I want to say it's maybe like 8 hours or 7 hours, something like that. I don't know. We'll see what Dustin comes up with when he cracks it all down. But since it's the end of the year and we did all of our Game of the Year stuff, I thought it'd be fun to get the listeners some of their games of the year and their thoughts on 2025 as a whole. So first, we got Western J here. Said, hey, Micah and Brad, I just want to say thank you to you both for a wonderful year. I hope you both have a great quality break and rest up. You both deserve it as well as everyone else at LSM. Great quality break. I like that.
Yeah, I could use all those best wishes right now for an excellent and restful vacation.
Yeah, that'd be good. My favorite game this year was Expedition 33. Yes, shocker. I know. Also,
I'm throwing tomatoes. I'm throwing the tomatoes now.
Also, I love Chronos the New Dawn. Feel like that game was insanely slept on. And Ball Pit. There's nothing quite like that game. It's insane that it's only $15. Anyways, love you both to death. Thank you for an amazing year and beyond thrilled for 2026 and what it has in store for the network. Much love from Idaho. Take care of yourselves this holiday, and thank you again. Look at that. A very nice write-in. I love that. Very rare, but good and wholesome. Expedition 33, I feel like, is most people's game of the year. Very popular game, and that's totally fine. Not mine or Micah's, but shout out, dude. It resonated with people, so that's really cool. But Micah's going to throw tomatoes at you. I'm
not throwing tomatoes at you. I'm throwing them at Expedition 33. I won't throw the tomatoes at our lovely Idaho listener.
Yeah, I think someone brings that up and just right in Micah, but they were like shouting you out for throwing tomatoes at everything. Because just case
Colin
for
was
context,
like, what was that about?
Yeah.
It's like it started with the Nintendo Directs. People throw tomatoes when they get upset.
Yeah, just for context, we streamed the Game Awards, me and the Sacred Boys essentially, and Micah was in the chat and she was throwing tomatoes at every announcement, booing and hissing. Not every
announcement. Tomb Raider I was happy about.
Okay, yeah. I saw people complaining that she was wearing like makeup or something like that. I'm like, dude, can we just fucking be happy for once?
They went back to I was talking to Colin about this,
isn't it?
It's like a hybrid because the reboot from several years ago, she looked very young. It's like her first adventure, so she didn't have the distinct and like the 90s games. It's very 90s. Like just looking at her styling, it just is. Like you could picture her in real life, like the brown lip liner. You remember that from the 90s, Brad?
Yeah,
okay,
I do.
So this new version kind of seems like a fusion between the two of them. It's not, the exact same as the original, and it's not as youthful as the like reboot that they did. So I think she looks perfectly fine.
Yeah, like I'm looking at the OG Tomb Raider, and she's wearing makeup. I'm like, it's a fucking video game, dude. Can we relax?
It is. Yeah, it is also just a game, son. At least she's not ugly.
Yeah, she doesn't have a Mary Jane face.
Can we just
take these victories, dude? No Mary Jane face, no Aloy jaw. We're good.
Yeah, no DEI chin. That's been like my favorite Twitter phrase.
Funny. It is really funny
because it's like, okay, now we're really losing the plot here, but
now
also
we're getting crazy. DEI
but also
chin.
I see it.
The Uncharted Wolf wrote and said, "Hey, Summon Duo. My game of the year is Hollow Knight Silksong. It builds upon what was already one of my favorite Metroidvanias and creates one of the most engaging worlds I've explored in a game in years. The brutal difficulty also added to my enjoyment, as it led to conversations with friends asking how they got past certain bosses, just like the pre-internet days. I also can't say enough positive things about the game's art style and soundtrack, which I'm still constantly playing on loop months after beating the game. Team Cherry lived up to the hype and more." Yeah, I really like Silksong. Awesome game. Demanding as hell, but great game. Super long, too. By the way, a lot of people wrote in about Expedition 33. I saw all of you guys there, but I've tried to list multiple things that aren't just Expedition 33.
Unlike the Game Awards, you tried to spread the love a little bit.
Sure, yeah. But I see you guys there. Connor McCurdy wrote and said, "Merry Christmas, summoning bitches." Damn. I really struggled picking between Expedition and Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 for my favorite game this year, but I have to give it to KCD 2. Not since Red Dead 2 have I been fully immersed in a world and its time period. I was sad to see it not win RPG at the Game Awards, but at the end of the day, all that matters is we got to experience and enjoy a very special game, and no one can take that from us. Have a good holiday. Enjoy your very well-deserved break. Yeah, no one can take that from you. No one can take Henry from us.
God, the hours spent with that game. I could talk about it for hours. It was just an incredible experience. And if it's intimidating to some people, I recommend giving it a try because I loved it.
Micah
I'm not a Souls fan. I'm not, so it's like I love the first and second games. I'm not someone who says, "Oh, ultra challenging game, sign me up." Like I'm not like you and Dustin, playing like the most difficult games you've ever seen. And I loved it. And I had a great time with it. And I thought the challenge was fair. So if those are games that interest you, but feel intimidating, like give it a shot.
Yeah. If you want to get lost in a game and its world and just really get to know the setting and see the amount of love and care put into everything in the game, check this game out. Really fantastic. Really surprising. Especially for me, who didn't even play the first game. I ended up loving the second one. I'm with these characters now. ride or die with them. It's like fucking. Well, it's not like Kiryu or anything like that, but I'm saying, yo, Hans and Henry, Zizka, all these guys. Dry Devil, I'm in.
Dude, I think the attachment, I think to be like really attached to the characters playing both games is key, because in the first game, it's like you and Hans, like you meet as like strangers, right?
Yeah.
And so in the second game, you start out and you guys are already together as pals. And so it's like that friendship building in the first game is just chef's kiss. But that's part of why it's like I was so invested in it, because it's like it's just a really, really great story. Maybe it's not anything earth shattering, but it was great. And I
it's not about like
I got so attached to them.
It's not about like the overall plot that's earth shattering. You know, it's a very simple revenge tale. But I think it's just kind of the in-between moments that make it special, the character moments.
Oh, the side quests and everything. Like, you'll be doing the most random shit, too. There's a guy who you're trying to help sell his wine and get his vineyard off the ground. Like, there's just all this, but you want to help these people. Like, you're going around town and they're like, oh, sir, good Sir Knight, help me. And you're like, oh, that's me, dude. Like, I want to help.
That's me. Yeah, dude. Gotta help him out. All right. Shiny Ryuji wrote and said, Merry Christmas, Brad and Micah. I'm a little bit embarrassed, but my game of the year is Pokemon Legends ZA. Just crossed 100 hours. It's so fun. My number 2 and 3 this game this year would have to be Ball Pit and Silent Hill F. Wow, Legends ZA, number 1 game of the year. I mean, if you had fun with it, God bless. That's all that matters.
Don't be embarrassed unless you chose that game where you take farm animals and turn them into waifus. Be embarrassed about that if that was your game of the year. But this is perfectly acceptable.
Yeah. I'll take that over that. Yeah. Any furry kind of adjacent sort of thing? Nah. All right. This is from Ding Dong. What up, dogs? My game of the year pick is Death Stranding 2 because it's the only game that I played that released this year. I bought it on sale and played it over Thanksgiving break, and it ruled. The best part was trying to explain to my brother and sister-in-law who played stuff like Animal Crossing and multiplayer games only why I'm a delivery guy, why the packages matter, and why there's a baby attached to my torso at all times. Yeah, that's got to be a hard game to explain to people who don't know. I mean, it's a hard game to explain. It's hard to explain to people who know games already, like a lot of games. I couldn't imagine talking to like someone who only plays Animal Crossing.
No, I mean, that's a game that I watched Colin play Death Stranding 1 and 2, and he was like, you think you want to play this? And I was like, not really. And he's like, no, he's like, it's more fun than it looks. And I don't believe him. So it's like, even me watching it is just like, I don't believe you. But I think it's just not for me. And having seen the entire story of both games, I'm like, well,
makes it,
yeah, what am I doing at this point?
Oh yeah, you've already seen the game, so won't hit as hard.
Because there are some games that you're like, whoa, what's that? I gotta play that. And then there was that where I said, yeah, I'm watching. Mm-hmm. Yo, wow, yeah, you're riding a little motorcycle. Okay,
little motorcycle. All right. Yeah, got a little BB, little Lou.
BB creeps me out. Yeah, I didn't like that.
You don't like BB? You don't like the baby?
I did not love Pod Baby. No.
Damn, dude. That was my ride or die homie.
I'm sorry,
Lou.
BB.
Damn. All right, Raisin wrote and said, howdy, Summoners. In a year as packed as 2025, it's quite difficult to pick a single game of the year. However, my personal goatee is Ghost of Yotei. It is the quintessential classic sequel. It improves upon every aspect of Ghost of Tsushima. Simply put, it's a really good fucking wheel. Some other goatee contenders for me are Death Stranding 2, Power Wash Simulator 2, Dispatch, and Mafia: The Old Country. Can't believe Mafia and Power Wash didn't get nominated for anything. In the year 2025, we basically tripping over goatees every month. There's no right or wrong answer, and as far as 2026 goes, it looks like we'll be getting another banger year. Here's to 2025, here's to LSM, here's to Brad and Summon Sign, the most consistent show on LSM Network. Enjoy the holiday break, boys and girl. Y'all earned it. Boys and girl. I mean, it's very accurate. You are the girl.
There's only one. There's only one. Highlander.
There could be only one. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, one of those
Highlander.
Oh my god. Okay, no, you've just reminded me. Have you seen the movie The Patriot?
Of course.
Okay. No. Here's what happened. Okay, so my sister and I were talking about it, I said, I've never seen it, but Colin quotes it a lot. And she said, oh, we watched it for school, I think. Mel Gibson was running around in a kilt or something. And I was like, that's Braveheart.
Braveheart, yeah.
And she was like, oh, yeah, my bad. So when you, it's just like two millennial women trying to figure out which Mel Gibson movies are which. But it was just killing me because she's like, yeah, he's like running around in a kilt and shit.
Yeah, that is
I was
funny,
like, wait a minute.
Dude, shout out The Patriot. That's a sick ass movie.
I gotta watch both of them at some point. I've never seen either one. Patriot. You've never seen
either? No, I mean, that's not surprising from you, but...
Well, I was 7 because I Googled it. I was like, I was 7 when The Patriot came out. It's just completely inappropriate.
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Cool ass movies, though. Shout out. All right, Micah, let's talk about some video games. First,
all right.
Hades 2. You're playing Hades 2. Right. You've been playing for a little bit, but now you're a little deeper in.
Yeah. And so, I mean, if you're familiar with Hades 1, you do get more story tidbits the more runs that you do. It's definitely like drip fed to you because they don't know if you're going to take 1,000 runs or 50, right? Like, and so if you like the first game, Hades 2 is very similar with some changes. In this game, you're playing as a witch, and your name, I don't know how to say it. I listened to them say it multiple times. I think it's like Melanois. Don't make me say words. You guys know I don't. You guys know I don't say words too good. Colin makes fun of me just for the way I say like cherry and stuff like that. So like trying to get me to say whatever her name is. It's got the little dots over the O. I'm trying. You play as her. You're trying to reclaim the underworld from Kronos, the Titan of Time. Like in the first game, the gods of Olympus are aiding you on your task, and they leave you random boons to collect and augment your skills during your runs. You also have an array of weapons to unlock, and they play differently. So there's a benefit to unlocking them, testing them out, seeing what jives best with your play style. Right now, I still really like, there's this like two-handed weapon. It's like one of them looks like a sickle. And that's still my favorite because each weapon has a different projectile that you also use. And so I just like this combination the best. Like some of them, instead of a projectile, have like a large like sweep, kind of move to hit close up enemies. I prefer having something distant, something ranged to mix in there, right? So that's like my play style, and it's cool because you get to customize it. Some of the changes to the combat from the first one, since you're a witch and you use magic, you have magic points that deplete, and you want to, be restocking those during your run, but you can imbue your attacks with magic and make them stronger. They take longer to hit, and so some of the skills you can unlock later will make your magic moves faster. I believe also that one of the gods that blesses you gives you boons that make your magic faster. I don't often pick her because I don't use the magic a lot because it slows things down so much. I just don't like it. In the first game, Zagreus had his like cast, as it was called, was these like projectiles that you throw. They lodge into the enemy and you deal bonus damage as long as the enemy has those crystals. They were like these big red crystals. And as long as the enemy had those crystals, you dealt bonus damage to them. And then they would drop the crystals either when you defeated them or after a set amount of time if it was a boss. Instead of that, in this one, your cast command is this large like magic circle projected on the ground. And that circle holds enemies. So they get trapped in the circle, and you can attack from a distance or attack up close, but they can't move. And then depending on the boons that you get from the gods, some of those will make it so that the circle deals damage to them. So Zeus might have something where it's like lightning strikes within the circle to deal bonus damage. Or you can imbue the circle with magic so that when it disappears, it hits them with a final burst of damage. There's new gods in this game, so some of your familiar favorites from the first one are there, but there's also new ones mixed in. I like this because there were some favorites I definitely had from the first game that I was happy to see back. And then now you've got some new skills and like boons mixed in, just kind of freshen things up a bit. And it really does change the gameplay dramatically depending on which ones you choose.
Let me read this since we're talking about them.
Okay.
Storm Warren wrote and said, Merry Christmas, Summoners. Micah, which god/goddess are your favorite to use? Demeter's freezing powers are always super useful, I found. Any gods you hate? P.S. What's everyone's favorite Christmas carol? Little Saint Nick from the Beach Boys. There we go.
Oh, that's a good one. My favorite Christmas carol is probably O Little Town of Bethlehem. I'm not even a religious person. I just love that one, though.
Yeah. Christmas music's pretty good, man.
Dude, I mean, Mariah Carey, All I Want for Christmas Is You, not a Christmas carol, but like, I have one of her Christmas CDs, and it has 6 different versions of the song on it. And one time, my bestie and I were going on a craft fair crawl, and then on the way home, we listened to all 6 in a row, and we ranked them.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
wait, a craft crawl?
Yeah,
like you're going to different craft spots, like a bar crawl?
Exactly. It was a bar crawl, but it was craft fairs. It was holiday craft fairs.
Dude, you are fucking 80. The soul of an 80-year-old.
Oh, dude, I love it. I fucking love old lady shit. I was cross-stitching last night. Anyways,
okay.
Favorite gods. Yeah, Demeter was a favorite in the first game with the ice powers, and her freezing ability slows enemies down.
Yeah, good.
Each god has all different assortment of powers that they drop. There's a large variety of them. It's randomized, so you'll see their icon and you select it. You don't know, of course, which ones you're going to get. But her best ones for me are the ones that freeze the enemies and slow them down, because the slowed movement is excellent. I think I'm not good at Greek mythology. I believe it's Hermes is the fast god, and he has one where you slow down enemy projectiles. And the key thing too with this is that you select these boons, and then as you progress through your run, you keep accumulating different ones, but also you can level them up. So if you get the pomegranate of power, you can upgrade it. So Hermes' ability slows projectiles by 30%. You can then upgrade it and slow the projectiles more and more. So yeah, those 2 are ones that I will typically go for. Zeus is a must pick. If I see Zeus, because the lightning bolt abilities typically bounce between enemies, so you're just dealing a lot of, sometimes it's like chip damage, but as you upgrade it, it really starts to hurt. And that's just clutch to aim at one guy, but it bounces between several other enemies. Fantastic. So yeah, Zeus and Demeter are must pickups for me. In the first game, Aphrodite was a must pickup. I don't find her boons to be as game breaking in this one, but she's still a good one to choose from. The new god, the fire goddess, she might be like the goddess of the hearth, but her abilities are fire. I think her name's Hestia. I never was good at Greek mythology. Yeah, the goddess of the hearth, Hestia. The fire abilities are dope, and inflicting burn is really good too. That was not in the first game, so that's a nice one to kind of mix things up. So those would be my favorites. Have you been into this at all, Brad?
I've played the first one, and I liked it. I haven't played 2 at all, though.
Got it.
I do own it, but I just haven't gotten to it.
Oh, yeah. I mean, whenever you get to it, it's so similar to the first game. Yeah. Then now changes. So in the first game, with character upgrades, let's talk about, you would spend those dark purple crystals at the mirror that Nyx gave you or whatever, and you would spend those crystals to unlock different upgrades for yourself. And each skill had a alternate, so you could only have one of those 2 for each alternate, right? But on that mirror, you could have the whole mirror activated. In this one, you have these tarot cards, and so first you have to spend points to unlock the tarot card. They use different currency, some of them, so it's a little annoying to have to get these additional items.
Right.
But then you unlock the tarot cards, but you can only hold so many at a time. You then have to upgrade your ability to hold more cards. So upgrading yourself between runs is not as straightforward as in the first game. And to do these like upgrades, it's sometimes you need like rare items they have to find and or craft. And when it comes to upgrading how many you can hold, that's this little mini game where first you have to get a special item. And then what you're doing is you're looking for lost souls who need help. And you do this little mini game with them. And then you get this other special currency that allows you to upgrade how many skills you can hold at a time. This feels like a lot. Just compared to the first game and its simplicity, it feels like a lot. You can also, like the first game, there is that cute little green guy where you can upgrade the chambers that you pass through during your run. So adding the little mini Well of Sharon shops to it and like different things like that. And then same deal, if you befriend the NPCs around you in the hub world, they'll give you a lucky charm. Those lucky charms have special effects that you can pick one and use it during your run. And for upgrading the chambers, like you can later have it so that when you get to the end of the chamber, it's like you can choose a different lucky charm for the next section, right?
Yeah.
But the game just in general has more going on than the first one. There's gardening, there's crafting with your magic cauldron. I do kind of feel like it detracts from the experience a little bit. I don't want to do all this extra stuff. I just want to come back, spend my points, roll out to the next run. Talk to the NPCs to see if they have any new story tidbits. But it's been hard for me to articulate what I don't like about this compared to the first game. But I think it boils down to it's too much time spent in this hub world.
Yeah.
Like in the first one, you come back, talk to the NPCs to see what they have to say, add to your story, spend your skill points, spend your chamber reward points, get the fuck out, try the next run. In this one, it's like you're talking to the NPCs. You're checking if you can craft anything at your cauldron. You're checking to see if your plants have grown. You're spending your points. You're checking to see if the special item you ordered came in. Like, that's a whole other thing. It feels like I'm doing too much between runs. I don't know. It's necessary to upgrade yourself to do all this. Yeah. It's necessary. Like another thing, Death Defiance, in the games is what gives you the ability to die during the run, but you get another chance. And in the first game, Death Defiance, to upgrade it simply cost money. Like those purple crystals, you upgrade it continuously, but it just costs money. In this one, you buy it first, and then to upgrade it, you need like rare items. So getting extra lives is not as easy as it was the first time. As someone who's not very good at these games, particularly it's the enemies with the projectiles, as soon as it starts to feel like a bullet hell, my eyes just go cross and I can't figure it out. And I'm just bad at these. It's fun, but I'm bad at these. And so same as the first one, it has God mode. So each time if you turn that on, each time you die, you get like, I think 2% more resilient. So you take 2% less damage. But not being able to, upgrade your Death Defiance as easily, it just kind of puts a damper on things for me because I know I'm bad at this. I know I'm bad at it. And it's just surprising to me that they made it more difficult, like just by default. So yeah, I like the game. I don't love it as much as I loved the first one. Because the first one, even with all those upgrades, I was still trash at it. And it took me a long time to beat that game. But I had fun chipping away at it. I had fun doing each run and getting further and further. And in this one, having to deal with the hub world stuff, it just feels like more than I want to be doing in between each run. And I also feel like I'm not able to upgrade my character in as streamlined a fashion as I could in the first one. So I like it. I don't love it. And also when it comes to the characters, I definitely was more attached to the characters in the first game than I am to the ones in this game so far.
I guess like you've been playing for a little bit. Do you still feel like you're getting stronger, or are you hitting like a kind of a bar where you're not getting upgrades anymore?
So I am, but it's like I'm not getting the upgrades I want. Like I'm able to buy kind of lower tier upgrades,
Mhm.
but like the rare item it's asking for, it's like, I've never even seen this item yet. And trying to do this without a guide, you know, and I'm trying to just like play this organically, but it's like I've never seen what it's asking for. I don't know how you get that item. I don't know where you get it. I am just kind of waiting to figure that out. And so it is. It's like I'm not upgrading nearly as quickly as you would in the first game. And it does feel kind of like I'm going to go out and do another run. I don't know if I'm going to do better because I'm the exact same as I was last time, right?
Yeah.
Which is why I turned on God mode way sooner. I did several runs without it, but once I realized, so I did a bunch of runs until I unlocked that first Death Defiance, and I was like, sweet, now we're cooking, right? Because you get that kind of second try.
Mm-hmm.
But then when I saw that to get the next step of Death Defiance, which gives you like 2 tries, that you need like these items, and I was like, fuck. And I think that's when I turned on God mode, because I was like, this isn't as straightforward as the first game in terms of upgrading yourself. And I just don't like it as much. I said, I don't want to spend that much time with it. So I popped on God mode, and now I'm getting like tangibly stronger each time just because I died, you know?
Yeah. Do you think you'll see it through to the end, or you kind of already gotten your fill from it, you think?
Oh, no, I do want to beat it. I do want to get all the way to the end. So I don't know if they do what they did in the first game. No spoilers, but just to say, in the first game, it is very well known that to get the true ending, you need to beat it multiple times.
Yeah.
All right. I didn't do that because by the time I beat the first game, I was sick of it. I just wanted to beat it and say I beat it. This game definitely same vibes right now of like, yeah, I want to beat it. I don't plan on beating it 15 times if that's what they ask me for. I get it. Some of the enemies too are like, some of the enemies are like so fucking tough compared to the first game. And it's little things. To say this without spoilers, sometimes you just get randomly picked up and put in like a bonus stage that's like, bro, what the fuck? And it like those bonus stages will be like really hard.
Yeah.
And you have no say in it. Because the whole point is that it's a risk reward system. So, for example, there are these like gates for, I believe it's the God of Chaos. And those gates, you're going to lose like some health to get in there and see what you get. Yeah. I never do those because in the first game, I never thought the rewards were worth the health that I lost. But so for an example, like sometimes it's supposed to be a choice generally that you want to take the risk. Sometimes they'll say like the next chamber, you have a choice between Demeter or Zeus. One of them will have a little skull icon. So you know it's going to be extra tough, but you're probably going to get better rewards. But if you don't want to do that, take the other one. Sometimes the game forces you to take the more difficult route, and the first one didn't do that. Like sometimes you are just forced into it by an NPC, and you have to take the more challenging one, or sometimes you are just literally picked up and put into a bonus stage, and you didn't want to do it. Whereas in the first one, you could leverage that risk reward. There would be like these treasure chests, and if you want that treasure chest, you have to do, I think it was called a Trove challenge. And if you want to do those, you can, but you're not forced to do it. So, you know, occasionally the first one would throw stuff at you, like Hades would be like, I'm sending extra enemies towards you, and you have to survive a certain amount of time. But that felt way more fair than what they're throwing at you in this one. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil things, but this game's definitely harder, in my opinion, and some of that challenge just feels unbalanced. I don't really want to say unfair, but it just feels unbalanced in the way that the first one gave you so much choice and how much challenge you wanted, and this one almost feels like they're just really making you work for it if you want the game to be more manageable.
Okay. I guess that's it for Hades 2. Anything else you just want to wrap up or say, or you want to move on?
Yeah, I mean, I'll say I sound maybe a little harsh on it. I do like it. I do recommend it if you liked the first game. I just don't love the hub world stuff. I feel like it's just unnecessary.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I do like it. and I am, still interested in beating it. I'm definitely going to continue doing a couple runs here and there. It's not my main game anymore. Like for a while, it was just like, yeah, I'm working on this, nightly chipping away at it. Now it's going to be like, I'll do a couple runs here and there, see how far I get. But it did not hook like that first game. You couldn't get me to stop playing that.
Yeah.
Like I was absolutely hooked on it. This just does not hit the same.
Sure. Yeah. You've been there, done that already, I guess. Second helping.
It's just a sad thing of like the first one feels like the better game to me. It just does. So I'm not sure exactly like all the things that like wrong with it in quotes. But yeah, that first one, just from top to bottom, I'm like, this game's immaculate.
Yeah.
And this one, I'm like, this game's good.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. Let's move on to what I've been playing. Well, just for a quick update, I did finish Metroid Prime 4 yesterday. I did beat it. I'm going to make a YouTube video on all that kind of stuff. So
Yay!
Please be excited for that. I overall enjoyed it, though. Just going to say that. But talk about it more in the future. All right. Also, what I'm playing, which I'll get into more, is Oblivion Remastered. Now, before I get into all that, let me read this from Mark Cerny is my sleep paralysis demon. That can't be that bad of a sleep paralysis demon.
No, I think he would just kind of be at the end of it and be like, hello.
Yeah, hello. Let me tell you about the PlayStation hardware.
Let's talk about the SSD in your PS5.
Hi, Mama Micah and Rad Uncle Brad. Brad, is this your first time setting foot into the world of Syndril? I don't know how you say it. In Oblivion, or did you play the original way back in the day? Also wondering what platform you're playing on and if it's still busted. It ran like shit on my PS5 Pro, and I haven't gone back since launch, but I'm itching to explore the world for the millionth time again. Hope you're enjoying the game. It's a top 5 of all time for me, and I'd argue better than Skyrim. So I never played it originally when it came out. It was on Xbox and PC, and I missed the boat completely. I remember some of my friends played it at the time and really enjoyed it. And so this remaster got announced, like April, I want to say this year, something like that. And I was like, okay, this is the time for me to hop in. Because I did want to play it. The only Elder Scrolls game I've ever played really and finished is Skyrim. So I'm quite a newbie to this whole series. When they remastered, I was like, all right, perfect, I'll play it. I played it for a couple hours, and I was like, this is cool, but it just got, put on the back burner for more stuff. But I've always kind of had it in the back of my mind of like, I need to get to this game. I want to get to this game. This is such a big game that people love, such a legendary game. And it's not like we're getting Elder Scrolls 6 anytime soon. So I was like, we got to make it happen. So finally, we're getting near the end of the year. I'm making time for it to an extent. And it's a very interesting game. I will say that. I could not imagine playing it, or I'm putting myself in the shoes of 2006 when this game came out. So it's almost 20 years old, I think. And it must have been insane for the time. Just because the game is fucking massive and it lets you do whatever you want. Basically, after the tutorial, you go through a little dungeon, you escape, you're a prisoner, all that kind of shit. Do they do that in all their games? Like you're a prisoner? I know in Skyrim you're a prisoner too.
I've never played one of them.
Oh, really? Okay.
I did buy this. I bought the physical copy for Xbox.
Yeah.
I was waiting for that, but I've actually never played an Elder Scrolls game. So this will be my first one ever.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, first of all, the character creator is pretty funny. Micah, let me show you my character that I made. I'm going to send this to you on Discord just so you can get an idea of who he is. This is my character. His name is Cosmo.
You played with that guy the whole time?
Yeah, he's going to be my boy.
He reminds me of the monkey guy from Journey to the West, Enslaved.
Yeah, he kind of does.
Odyssey to the West, yeah.
He has like that his blue beard, like that blue troll hair sticking up. He's a drow, apparently, but I fucked up his face completely. It's very narrow. He's a hideous monster, but we're going through the adventures with Cosmo and that kind of stuff. But basically, Micah, when you get out of the tutorial area, they give you a quest. They're like, here, bring this medallion to this person. But you don't have to do that. You can kind of just go anywhere you want, anywhere. And the map is pretty big. And this game level scales with you, I believe. So no matter where you go, you can do it at any level. You're not going to get out-leveled. which I understand, but I'm never usually a huge fan of that in games because I kind of like when areas feel more dangerous than others. But there are benefits in the sense that you can just go anywhere. So I decided to just go north, just go up this fucking mountain. I find a random tavern. There's this lady in there. She's like, there's some necromancer causing problems at night in the woods. Will you take care of her? And I was like, sure. Go into a cave and just walk in there, fight a bunch of necromancers. And the door, I think, was open to this boss. And I just walked in and killed her. But then I went through the cave more and I found a key to unlock the door. So I don't know if something kind of bugged out or if she heard me maybe and opened the door herself. I'm not exactly sure how that happened. But there is plenty of jank in the game in a very fun way, in the sense that the way characters, like, they get stuck on each other when they're walking by and they're like, hey, traveler, hail, traveler. Just kind of.
Oh, I love that
2006 shit. Energy. Yeah. It has all that, like, to me, it's charm because it's an old game. But some people who maybe aren't familiar with old games be like, what the fuck is this? This is super weird. Like, how they die and fall over is very funny and stuff like that. It's a very goofy game in that way. But I'm all there for the charm and the jankiness, I suppose. But I do wonder what someone who is not aware of that will think. But to me, it's fun. Well, anyways, I kill this guy, go back, get some money. I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go to this other town. The towns all look pretty different from what I've been to. I've only been to, like, 2. There's, like, the one in the middle, which is, like, the big main town I haven't even gone inside of yet. So I went north, and it's, like, very, of course, Norse themed, lots of snow, aurora borealis up in the sky, very nice looking, all that kind of stuff. Go in there, just talking to people. There's this, like, I don't know if she's a politician or, like, something like along those lines, like a duke or some title like that. I went into her castle, met her, very nice lady. I broke into all of her shit, started stealing everything. Very fun. I like the lockpick in the game. It's really cool. It's like you have your little lockpick and the pins go up and you have to, like, time it to the pins line up perfectly. That's sick. Oh, no. There's, like, a whole speech thing where you can talk to people and stuff. I don't really understand how it works, though. Like, picking multiple things. It's very, I have to, like, look into it more because I really don't understand it. And what's cool about the game, Micah, though, is that I like this a lot. Is I think you can remind me if Kingdom Come does this, but the more you do something, that's what levels it up. So, yes. For example, I'm just walking around or, like, sprinting or jumping, my athletics will go up. If I use a certain types of spells more, that school of magic will go up. You know, if you use swords, that sword skill will go up. So I think that's really fun. You level up what you use. I think is awesome. Tons of flexibility, looks like, in your build variety. I picked... I knew I didn't want to melee the whole time in these games because melee combat usually sucks in Elder Scrolls games. So I was like, all right, I'm going to do magic as well. So I picked I think it was called, like, Battle Mage. So right now, I have, like, a fireball I could shoot at dudes, which is good. I have this really OP move where you can, like, touch someone and freeze them, and it does, like, a ton of damage. You have to get close, but it's like a melee thing, and it freezes them, does a ton of damage. It looks cool. And I have a little skeleton ghoul I could summon, who I'm going to keep forever. I want to be able to summon little skeletons and fight with me. That's fun shit. I love that.
Like, this is my son.
Yeah, he's up for a little bit, and he'll attack guys. But I think there's, like, more powerful skeletons you can get and stuff later on. I'm not looking anything up, by the way, either, so I have no idea where the best dank armor is or anything like that. The crazy giga spells, I have no idea. I'm just kind of going in blind and stumbling my way through everything. There was one part where I did reset it, is there was a rock I found. And it's like, do you want this? I clicked on the rock. It had, like, a weird, like, rune on it that was glowing. And it's like, do you want this weapon or something? And I was like, oh, sure. It gave me this really good dagger and shield, like a lightning one. But then it says, you can't unequip this, shit's bound to you. And I was like, oh, shit.
Oh, no. Like, cursed.
Yeah, it's a cursed item, essentially, like that. So I was like, deliberating. I'm like, do I want to spend time with this for a couple hours and not know? And I was like, I don't know if you could actually get rid of it. I don't know if it happens. But I was like, all right, I'm just going to reload my quick save. So I did. Then I told Lockmore about this, and he laughed, and because he knew exactly what I was talking about. And he told me there is a way to get rid of it, but I have no idea how. But he just said there is. Because I was like, can you actually just get rid of this in the game? And he's like, yeah, you can. I was like, okay. That's really funny, though. I love the idea that the game will just throw some shit at you like that. The only thing is with the game is because you can save anywhere, it doesn't matter. You can fuck shit up all the time and just reload, which is cool, but I also love games like Souls games where it's like constantly saving. It's like, no, if you fuck something up, that's it. You're committed to it. I think it would have been so funny if I was just stuck with this thing forever and there's nothing I could do about it and I just have to learn to live with it. But anyways, that's not the type of game it is. But I went to, after that stuff, I joined, like, I went to this Fighters Guild. There's like guilds in the games. I remember from Skyrim, like the Thieves Guild and all that kind of stuff and the Dark Brotherhood. But I went to a Fighters Guild and the guy's like, you want to join? And I was like, yeah. And he goes, well, talk to these 3 people in completely different towns. And I was like, well, shit. So I had to leave town completely, went all the way south east to a new town. And this town looks like it's like straight out of a fairy tale, like storybook looking kind of architecture. I was like, oh, this is really cool walking in there. Walking through the town, finding shops, whatever. This random orc guy walks by me and goes, don't fuck with me. I'm part of this gang. I'm like, I'm going to take a mental note of you, sir. I'll come back. I'm going to fuck you up in the future and all your gang. Anyways, join the Fighter Guild, another orc guy. Dude, the races in this game, the orcs look so weird. Everyone looks weird. I think it's because it looks like, from what I can tell, everyone kind of has like the same body frame. Like an orc to me should have like much different features than just looking like a human with an orc head. That's what they kind of look like to me right now. I'm like, you gotta fucking make these guys like a little more like slaunched over, a little more like wide, maybe jacked. I don't know. You gotta do something with that. Take notes, Todd. All right, make them actually look like an orc, not just like a guy wearing a fucking Halloween mask. Glad I didn't pick one of those. Anyways. Went in there, I got a quest. He's like, deliver this equipment to these guys that are fighting goblins in a cave. Went in the cave, met these 3 people in there. They all wanted like a specific type of weapon. So I gave them the weapons. They go, all right, let's fucking go. And they just ran off and started killing guys. And I followed them. Then I got lost in them. Like caves in this game, there's a lot of them, like a lot of caves you go in to are like underground things. And they're very maze-like or labyrinth-like. I lost him. I heard him fucking shit off in the distance, though. One of them died, apparently, though. And this lady was like, oh, he was a good warrior. I was like, okay, well, he's dead, whatever. I don't give a fuck. I don't know where his body is. And I go back to the town, turn in the quest to tell the guy at the Fighters Guild. And he's like, good job. Someone died on the mission, though. Be better next time or some shit. I was like, oh, fuck, dude.
My fault.
Yeah, I was like, oh, shit, man. Yeah, I'm like a recruit, pretty much. And you're telling me to babysit these guys already, dude? Come on. But that just made me realize, I'm like, okay, I got to be really careful about NPCs around me. If people die, I got to watch out for all that kind of stuff. So that added an extra layer. Then I finished that quest and he's like, all right, you ranked up to, I don't know, initiate or something like that. And he goes, if you want more work, go to this other town, the other Fighters Guild. I was like, all right. And I looked on the map and it was on the completely other side of the game. And I was like, holy shit, this is going to take me forever to walk there. So I stopped for the night. I've seen some horses at stables or like inns, Mike. I'm going to steal one and see how that goes. I'm sure I'm going to get attacked by a guard, though, because I've just been hoofing it everywhere. But the world looks really nice, very pretty. It's there's not as many enemies sprinkled throughout it as I expected there to be, which I'm fine with that, but it's much more barren in its enemy count. There's, of course, stuff to run into, like points of interest, like towers or something like that. And the world, like I said, is massive. And I feel like this could be a very, very long game if you want it to be. Like I said, I haven't done any of the main story quests yet. I just kind of fucked off and did whatever I wanted. And I could totally see how people get lost in these games for like 70, 80, 100 hours. It seems insane the amount of content is in this game. This also includes the DLC, which is called the Shimmering Isles. And I've heard that's good. No context, though, so I'll find out. But I am enjoying the game. It's fun to play like a goofy first-person RPG like this. That is a very important game, and I still think an impressive game for how old it is. Of course, it has jank, like I was saying, in a lot of ways, but it's also charming to me. And I just couldn't imagine what it was like at 2006 to play that game. It's like probably quite an event where just like, holy shit, this game is humongous and massive. Terms of performance, my computer is very good, so it's been running fine for me, but I think Lockmort told me on PS5 Pro also wasn't very good at the time. They've patched the game a lot, though. It runs fine for me for the most part, but I don't know about performance currently on less powerful computers or like PS5 Pro. I have no idea because I'm playing on PC, so maybe keep an eye out for that, but they have patched the game as far as I'm aware quite a bit. But yeah, this is an all-time classic for many people, so I'm very happy to go through it. It's very fascinating, especially if you just go with the flow. I think it's the kind of game it is, and you just got to be willing to go out there and find some weird skeleton boy, some like vampires. Like I found a random cave, Micah, or like a house thing. Like it was like in the side of a wall, like a hobbit hole almost. And I went in there, there's just a bunch of fucking vampires. And I was like, oh shit. I just killed all these vampires and took their loot and stuff. But it was weird. I'm like, this is kind of cool. I mean, no, there's fucking vampires in here. So I will report back in the future, listeners. It's probably going to take me quite a while to get through this game. So hopefully next year you'll hear more from me, or earlier next year you'll hear more from me, because I do want to finish the game. I don't think I'm going to 100% the game or anything like that. I'll just do whatever I feel like doing and then I'll move on. But I get it, guys. I understand why so many of you love this game. It is a special game. So I will play more. Micah, any questions? I'm excited
to try it out.
Yeah. It's really fun, Micah. It's super friendly in a lot of ways, I feel like. There's multiple difficulties, and it doesn't seem like you have to be worried about like stress playing the game. It seems pretty stress-free.
Yeah. That's part of what made me definitely want to try it out. Was Maddie did a video about it and went into some of the changes with like all the difficulty settings and everything. And I was just like, cool, because it's such a long game that it's just like, if I get burnt out, but I want to see the story through,
yeah,
you can bump down that difficulty. And I just like having that option, because there are times where it's like, all right, I've played this for 60 hours. I'd like to be done with it now, you know? And so I like having that choice. I hate leaving things unfinished. This has been a weird year for me, of like, there were a couple games that just didn't hit, like Xenoblade Chronicles X. And I so rarely don't finish things, but that game felt like homework. Like the more and more I played, I'm like, this feels like a chore and I'm not having fun with it. And so I ended up dropping that, but I hate leaving things unfinished. I'd much rather pop it way down to baby mode just to see the story through.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah, makes sense to me. But yeah, shout out Oblivion. Oh, some high profile voice actors in the game as well. Patrick Stewart is like the Emperor at the beginning of the game. I was like, oh shit.
Neat.
Captain Jean-Luc Picard? Damn. I think Sean Bean's in the game later, I think. But it is funny. There's so many NPCs in the game, and there's like, it feels like there's like 3 voice actors. Everyone has like the same voice. It's really funny. So shout out Bethesda there. All right, Micah, let's move on to Sort It Out. On this segment, we just talk about something we're not pleased with in the game history that needs work. Could be anything. Micah, is there anything for you that you think needs sorting out this week?
Yeah, I was very miffed. I don't know if you saw this. Sorted out Nintendo for tweeting, "Get ready for adventure. Wind Waker is on Nintendo Switch Online." And myself and everyone else were sorely disappointed, because it's like, that's not an announcement. That's just a reminder.
You announced that when it came out.
Right, and this was a new tweet. And then, yeah, because I scrolled by this in the timeline, and I was like, oh my god, like, are we getting Wind Waker HD on Switch? It literally is like, okay, this was tweeted a day ago. This is not like, oh, I accidentally saw a pinned tweet. This is a new tweet. It says, get ready for adventure. It's a GIF of Wind Waker Link. And then it says, The Legend of Zelda Wind Waker is available to play on Nintendo GameCube Classics, blah, 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 blah. And all the replies are like, we already had that. This is just a reminder that it exists. But myself and so many people scrolled by that thinking, oh my God, we're getting the HD. It's happening. And it's not. Why would you do this to me? Nintendo social media. What the hell's wrong with you?
Yeah. You just got to be like me and expect everything Zelda to be disappointing.
You have to hit it with an in case you missed it. You have to hit it with the acronym for in case you missed it, so we all know it's not new, and then say Wind Waker is on whatever. But to hit it like it was a brand new thing, I was like, damn you, Nintendo social media. Like, you really got me hyped.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there scratching my head thinking, what's new about this announcement? And it wasn't.
Yeah. You just got baited. That's the way it goes with Nintendo. Yeah. They're never going to announce something like Zelda just on a random post like that on a fucking weekday.
They shouldn't, But however, when you're scrolling by and you see "Get ready for adventure," and you're like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
and it's an old fucking announcement that they're.
Yeah, that's fair, dude. That is fair.
I'm angry.
A sloppy Nintendo. You should know better. Tisk tisk. For me, I don't know, dude. I'm trying to think. Is there anything really annoying me?
You feeling happy this week? You know, everything's good.
Yeah, pretty good. Like, I don't have sorted out for every week because I'm on the show air all the time, so it's harder for me to do it. But I'm like the Game Awards. I'm like, was there really anything that I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of thing on there. I don't really know. Maybe it is kind of annoying to me still that the Game Awards goes over awards really fast sometimes. Like,
yes,
rapid fire, like he puts them all in his like barrel in his revolver and just goes bam, 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 really fast and shoots them all out. And you're like, okay,
that is exactly what it's like.
Like, all right, well, I don't know, maybe a little more of that. Spend a little more time on that, Keely. I don't know. I get it. You're trying to keep the pace up. You're trying to fit in ads and all that kind of shit. But
well, that's what it feels more like, is that you want to give the big winners, in quotes, more time for a speech. Also, you want your ads that are fucking $1 million for a 2-minute ad or whatever it was. You want to fit in as many of those as possible and give the big winners a chance to speak. But it's like, I don't know, man. The game that won anything, at least at least pan over to the crowd and let the guy wave.
Yeah.
Like when he rapid fires off those awards, you don't even get to see the reaction of the devs who won if they're there. It's like you could at least be like, and there he is, and have the guy wave. I don't know, something.
Yeah. No, I get it.
Can you give these people a brief spotlight?
Yeah.
Because we're like, well, they got to fit it in. Well, we had to fit in an entire sing along with Miss Piggy and the dog.
Yeah, that's true.
So if I were to be choosing reading off the awards slower or a Muppet sing along, I would choose reading off the awards slower.
Yeah,
but my priorities are different from Mr. Keeley's.
The Game Awards are super weird because I feel like it's constantly conflicting with itself in the sense that I don't know if it knows what it wants to be, if it wants to be very prestigious or anything like that, how Keeley kind of treats it and people do, but also it's like very commercial and ad heavy and like showcasey. It's very weird. Like it takes on like 3 different forms.
Well, and 2, the big developers seem to be pulling away. Xbox is doing their next big direct in January?
Yeah, I guess so.
They didn't have anything major for the Game Awards. So it's just like they're saving that for their own, whatever. What does Xbox call it? Direct, a showcase, whatever.
Yeah.
They're saving that for January. And so it's like, yeah, you're not going to get the announcement of the next fucking Zelda game. They're going to do that in their own direct. So for some of us, it does feel like here's another gotcha game getting a trailer. Here's another Genshin Impact-esque game getting a trailer that I don't care about. That's the perfect time to go make some popcorn. But so it's like the balance of they're saying this is the time to honor our devs and give them some shine. And it's like, it feels more like here's the time to
bam, this goes to this, bam, 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 bam.
Best music, best this, blah, 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 blah. And then it's like have some ads.
Yeah, here's some ads.
They don't feel like true announcements. They just feel like ads. That's what it is for me at this point. It doesn't feel like whoa, Game Awards world premiere. It's here's an ad for a fucking mobile game. You know?
Yeah.
And they do all look so similar. So similar, some of these games.
All right. Let's hear from Dexter Walingsford here. Fancy name. He wrote, "Hey, Maddie and all. My sorted out is to Concerned Ape. Where is Haunted Chocolatier? What happened? Sort it out." That's the Stardew Valley thing, isn't it? Let me see.
Yeah. I have not heard anything new about this.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how small that team is or if it's still one man, but
well, when you Google this, one of the top things that comes up is a Reddit thread from May of 25 that says Concerned Apes hopes to release this game within the next 5 years.
Oh, shit.
So I don't know how close it ever was, but as of May, their goal was 2030 at the latest.
Damn, that's crazy.
If there's further updates, my apologies. But it doesn't seem like she's coming out anytime soon.
Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, don't get too excited yet. But I know it's probably like 1 or 2 people working on it or something very small, I'm sure. And I want them to take their time and make the game as good as it can be, but play something else. I don't know. In the meantime,
pretend you don't know about it.
Pretend you don't know about it. Yeah.
This game's so far away, just pretend you don't even know about it.
Yep. All right. This is from Somehow Epstein Returned.
That'd be wild.
That would be wild.
That'd be wild.
Yeah. My sorted out people who do not understand how award shows work. I've seen countless people bitching online about how Expedition 33 shouldn't have won so many awards and how there should be rules to prevent a game from winning too much so that other games get to shine. Am I crazy or is this the most participation trophy ass take? I watch the Oscars, Grammys, and Emmys. Nowhere in those spaces do I see the amount of crying for someone's specific game not winning some award. If people vote a certain way, then so be it. Otherwise, that's what the nomination's for. People need to grow up or gaming will always be relegated to the minor leagues of artistic endeavors.
Whoa, I don't want gaming to be more artistic. It's artistic enough. We're getting too artistic, if anything.
Listen, I'm going to say this as someone who doesn't watch the Oscars or Grammys or Emmys or any of that shit. I see people complaining about those things all the fucking time.
We do.
All the fucking time I see that. I don't follow any people like that, and somehow I still see it. So people are going to bitch about award shows no matter what. That's just the way it is, no matter what's going on. Now, with you on this whole thing about not giving the game so many awards because you need to let other games shine. I think that's lame too. I think you should just give the awards to whatever is the most deserving. I'm with you on the participation trophy thing. I think that's silly. I think you should just give awards to whatever the best thing is in that category. So be it if it wins 5 things or it beats out all these games. That's just the year it's in right now.
No, absolutely. I think my kind of beef with it is that when we're going over the nominations and you're like, well, where's this game? And Gene's perspective, as someone who works as a games journalist, was like, well, if they didn't play it, they're not going to nominate it. Right. And I'm like, if I'm on the board for nominating games, my goal is going to be to try and play as many games as possible and nominate things that, Mm-hmm. And so it almost feels more like there is a popularity contest aspect in the way that
100%
things aren't getting nominated because they're not getting played.
100%.
So it's like I'm not saying Expedition should only win 2 awards at max. I'm saying I feel like the people who made the nominations didn't play enough games.
Yeah, it happens all the time.
I feel like they didn't play enough variety of things. And that's just why it ended up winning so many categories. Like, it is a great game. But I feel like if you didn't play a variety of RPGs this year,
right,
then it is the best one you've played.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it is. Like, as someone who's voted on the Game Awards in the past, like, I know how it is. You get a spreadsheet, whatever the categories, you fill in what games you think they should be there. And I think whatever gets the most votes in each thing for the outlet gets sent to Keighley. And there's no, people debating anything like that, no discussion being had or anything like that. It's just kind of all straight votes and that stuff. So that's how it works. And there's benefits and flaws to that system, but that's just how it is. So, but yeah, you're right. Not enough people play shit. And I've seen categories, that have 1 thing written in it, maybe 2. And that's just what gets picked because that's all people have played in that specific category.
Exactly. And I'm like, could I vote on best racing game? Absolutely not. I have not played enough to know what the best racing game is. But it's like, that's what it feels like with some of these is that well, if you only played 3 games this year, that is the best one you played. Yeah. Versus though, but there should be so many more being considered, Yeah. I'm not upset that it won a lot of awards. I'm upset that it feels like it won a lot because people didn't play other things.
Yeah, that's what happens a lot. A lot.
Like Split Fiction, let's just be honest. That dude, is it Joseph Fares?
Yeah.
His games are Game Awards darlings.
Yeah.
All right.
They are.
So for Split Fiction to kind of be cast aside, for example, was surprising just because it's just one of those things of like, yeah, his games are frequently in the awards. And also it's like, this is a game featuring 2 female leads, it was just one of those, like, it seemed like Game Awards, perfect game for that, and to see that lose out on some of the categories it was nominated for was interesting, and it just makes you say, was it not played? Or because like you can absolutely think that like no this deserves it, but I have to be a little skeptical in a year that was so stacked. In a year that was so stacked with excellent games.
Yeah, gaming's hard because it's not like watching a movie or listening to an album that you can do in an hour or so, or an hour and a half, 2 hours.
Not at all.
No, you can't. Like, that's like the very minimum for gaming. It's like some of these games are massive commitments, so not everyone can play them, but it's just like that's where it just kind of becomes unsatisfying. Where it's just like, well, this is the thing they made time for, so they were going to throw it in there, regardless if it's the best or not, actually. So I don't know. I don't know what Keighley could really do to remedy that. Maybe have like, I feel like there is a committee, but like a smaller community. But it's like most of those people are fucking dumbasses, anyways.
That's the thing. If you make it the pool like of voters, like smaller, then you're insulating it. It's like there's pros and cons. You could make it smaller and have people actually discuss and hash things out as if they're building like the IGN like 100 list, right? And like we're actually jockeying for our game and its position, right? But you do that, then you're inviting even fewer people to participate. You're getting fewer tastes in the mix. I feel like it's just an imperfect system, and I think award shows will always upset people.
Yeah,
no matter what.
They will. There is
like, it's imperfect, and there's just really no fantastic way to do this and have it feel like everything's fairly represented.
Right. It's usually like those 1 or 2 big games that really catch on in a year that win everything. It seems like
absolutely
your Elden Rings, your Breath of the Wilds, your Expedition Rings. Yeah,
I'm sure people were upset. Like Witcher 3, for example. I'm sure there were people screaming that game was broken. With anything that it might have won, I'm sure people were like, no, that game was janky and it was broken. So I think. I do have to take it of like even my favorite games. Somebody out there is saying, what, that one?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, it happens no matter what. All right, let's do Keep It Up. The exact opposite. Micah, I'm just going to go first real quick. This is going to piggyback off our Game of the Awards thing in the sense that I want to give a Keep It Up, though, to Keighley. He does put in effort. He really does try. I know this.
It's a big production.
It is a big production. It is a ton of work. He tries to make it the best show he possibly can. He tries to be fair as possible. Not everything always works out. There are definitely misses, but I respect the man for trying so hard to celebrate video games, even if he goes about it in some ways I don't agree with, but he is... There could be someone way worse than him in charge, is what I'm saying, I guess.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, just do I love the inclusion of the Muppets? No. But the fact that he's doing it, the fact that he's trying to inject whimsy, the gaming space... I feel like there used to be more fun stuff.
People like are very cynical and jaded in the gaming space, very angry constantly. Yeah.
Like when Nintendo did the direct with like the puppets of Reggie and everything, that was so cute and fun and people hated on it. We used to have more silly gaming commercials that Kevin Butler guy that Sony used to use. We used to have more silly. Mm-hmm. And I do feel like that's being lost in the gaming space. And Jeff Keighley is a good thing. They're trying to keep some silliness around.
You need some lightheartedness. I agree with you there. So shout out Keighley. All right, Micah, anything for you?
Yeah, so we're going to get to it soon, but shout out to Square Enix for taking Octopath Zero, which was originally a mobile game. They reworked it. They took out the gacha mechanics. They added more voice acting. They even changed the color palette to be more in line with the previous console releases. I was just kind of Googling what's different about it from the mobile game. And the final product is just so in line with Octopath 1 and 2 in terms of how it feels to play and the look of it, like how they updated it. I would have never known it was a reworked mobile game.
Yeah.
So I just appreciate that they took something they already had, utilized it for a console port, charged $50 for it. The devs have said the game has well over 100 hours of content. So it's a lot of bang for your buck. But I just shout out to them for taking a project they already had, turning it into a quality console remake. And because someone like me will enjoy it, because I was not going to play the mobile game. And now I get to experience a version of that. So I'm happy with the product so far, and I appreciate the different things they do, especially the color changes is very interesting to me, that they actually went back in and reworked the color palette so it looked more like the first two games, because it truly does feel like you're just back in the mix. There's nothing about it that feels off in any way.
That's good. I would love if Square Enix would bring Dragon Quest X offline over to the West. You sons of bitches. It's Japanese only. Still ridiculous. Make that happen. If you can make this mobile port into a full-fledged game that people really enjoy, just come on, man. Why are you doing this to me with Dragon Quest? Come on, man. Give me that Dragon Quest X offline. I need it. All right. Let's see here. This is from Hayden Glass. Howdy, Summoners. Keep it up to Masahiro Sakurai and the Air Riders team. He just announced that the final balance patch for Air Riders will drop soon, and after that, the team is disbanding. I think it's dope that Sakurai and his team were able to develop this game quickly and efficiently, with both its announcement and release happening in the same year. Our man is a workhorse, and I'm stoked to see what his next project is, but we already know, don't we? Yes, we do know what it is. He can't escape the Smash chains. He's shackled.
He's not going to make it. He's going to be like, this is my new game. And it's going to be like Candy Boppers.
Candy Boppers. Yeah.
And everyone's going to be like, what?
Yeah.
Someone's just going to die on the spot of disappointment.
Yeah. That is pretty tight, though, that they made the game really quick, it seems like, pretty efficiently. And he's like, balance patch is out now. Bye. Like a couple months after release. That's it. Moving on. Like, okay.
Them saying that they're disbanded, by the way, all I can think of is the scene in One Piece where he's like, the Usopp pirates are disbanded.
Yeah, that's really
I'm picturing
funny.
him shouting that of his little dev team.
Yeah, dude, Micah with a One Piece reference. Wow.
I can reference it up to the Arlong Pirates arc. Yeah, I'm good for that.
Yeah, the East Blue. All right. Cool, good shit. All right, let's get a game recommendation from the audience for the audience. This is from Luke. Merry Christmas, or Chrysler, you filthy summoners. Just wanted to show...
Happy Honda Days.
Yeah, happy Honda Days. Just wanted to throw a game recommendation out there. Invisible Inc. is an isometric grid-based stealth roguelite where you infiltrate corporate HQs to steal assets and information, deal with guards, hack cameras, and the like. Honestly, really seems like a turn-based tactics puzzler that really scratches a grid-based itch. Wow, there's a lot of like terms being thrown around here. You can score it for $20 or less on console. Shout out to Push Square for the original recommendation on one of their articles. Thanks for the content or constant stream of content, Luke Desmoines from Iowa. Luke Des Moines, Iowa. I think that's what it is. Des Moines. I think that's a place in Iowa. I don't know.
Yeah,
dude.
it is.
I don't fucking know anything about Iowa. I'm sorry. Yeah, I read it as like Cripes. His last name. Cripes.
No. I was gonna say, I had a friend who lived in Iowa for a bit, and I confused it with Idaho.
Oh,
so I thought she was way fucking further away. And she had said at one point something about driving back home for something, and I was like, Jesus, that's like a really far. And then I was like, oh my god, I thought it was
that's close.
I thought she was over there the whole time.
Yeah.
My bad.
Our bad, dude. Sorry. Shout out Iowa, all you homies out there. My grandparents lived in Iowa for a while.
Oh, really?
I've been there. I just don't remember.
Way the fucking on the other side of the country.
Yeah. I've been there. I just don't remember it at all. I was very little. But shout out Iowa. All right, Micah, final game here. Octopath Traveller 0. You've been playing this for a little bit.
Yes.
Hold on, let me read this first, actually, before you start diving anything. I'm going to cut you off. Hard, right there. Ramen wrote in.
I'm going to let you finish.
Yeah. Sup, bitches? I have a question from Micah regarding Octopath 0. Purely regarding the story, do I need to play the other Octopath games to enjoy 0? Or is it standalone? The original game was not for me, with how disconnected your party felt. but this new one looks much more up my alley with more party interactions and the town building aspect. Much love to you guys and everyone else, and enjoy your holiday break. Merry Christmas, and Midna is the best Zelda character. Ooh. She's definitely the hottest. I'll say that. True form.
Should be Midna, though. That's the one Brad likes.
No. That's Micah joint right there.
No.
No.
So, no, you don't have to play the other ones to enjoy this game. This is truly a prequel as they have built it. So you could absolutely dive right into this with no prior knowledge of the series. I will say it does feel so. Your first companion truly does feel like your absolute best mate. It is different from the first two games so the first one especially, if you're not familiar with Octopath, you go around the map and you do these various chapters for each character and slowly add them to your party. Once you have them all, you continue to do their story chapters. That's how the game plays out. The second game, they did try to add more party interaction, so it didn't just feel like you were a group of travelers by happenstance together, but it still doesn't really feel like you're all best friends. This is not Persona. It doesn't feel like you have built these super strong connections with them. It just kind of feels like you get a campfire scene every now and then.
Yeah.
I didn't mind the first game being somewhat disconnected. I felt like some characters were stronger personalities and more interesting than other characters, but it didn't bother me that they weren't all pals. The second game tried to correct it, but again, I didn't have a problem with it in the first place. So while I saw people say, oh, it's an improvement, I didn't really have beef with it. This one, so far, you do feel more connected to some of your party members. I will say that, so some of them you do just kind of pick this guy up in a bar. Like you go to a bar and this guy, like for example, this guy's like a bodyguard and you talk to him for 2 minutes and he's like, I will join you.
I will join you.
And it's like, I mean, are we best friends? No.
Yeah.
But he's in the party now. It kind of is what it is. But your main companions do feel like these are your lifelong friends that are along for the ride with you. So that does help.
How many main companions do you have right now?
I have 7 right now.
Okay.
Your main party can have 8 people in it total, and so I guess it's me plus 6 people is what I should say. I have 7 people in the party, and during battle you have 2 rows, a front row and a back row. So you can have 4 in each. People in the back row slowly regain health, special points, and they do get break points, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, BP.
So, and you can switch them back and forth in the rows, as you do the battle. So. And everybody gets XP at the end who's in that main 8 party.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. I guess, Micah, like going through this world, have you enjoyed the exploration? The towns you visited, are they very charming?
Yeah. I mean, first and foremost, I love the look of this game. The art is exceptional. God, I wish Fire Emblem would do this. Just could go back to the style, but yeah, it's fun to explore, talk to all the NPCs. The game has what's called path actions. So while you're playing, your character can inquire. So you can ask people for information, buy things from people, challenge them to a fight, invite them to your town. There are varying degrees of like a success rate. It'll tell you there's a 5% chance that'll work. There's a 100% chance that'll work. If you fail, you will lose your reputation in a town. You have to go pay at a tavern to fix it.
Okay.
So it behooves you to wait until you're either more impressive or more famous, and you can actually, get these things from people without risking wrecking your reputation. Because if it says a 5% chance, it means it.
Yeah.
It's not going to just hand it to you. I'll say too, one thing about this, the story has been shocking so far. Like, no spoilers.
Yeah.
No spoilers, but to say the themes are much more mature. So the first game had it alluded to some fairly adult content. For example, the dancer Primrose, it is heavily implied that she's being abused by the guy who runs the cabaret. It's implied, it is subtle. In this game, there are not only some really, really sad scenes, but some pretty explicit descriptions of violence, torture, even some sexual content that I was not expecting. Like I said, in the first game, it's quite subtle. It's quite tasteful the way they allude to the fact that this guy seems to be an old lecher. Okay. But there was some stuff in here I was like legitimately surprised to see. There's one scene where you see 3 men in bed with a woman. They're not doing anything.
Right.
But you know what happened.
Yeah.
And it's like the implication was just like, it's obvious and genuinely like they're pushing the envelope. It just shocked me because the previous 2 games had, adult themes, but it was very subtle. It was very much a wink towards this. And there were very sad scenes in the first game and violent scenes. Like, I'm not saying they shied away completely from violence, but in this game, having like explicit descriptions of torture was genuinely startling to me. I just wasn't expecting it. So they definitely are pushing the envelope in terms of the story. And another thing is not shying away from the violence. This is not a game where it's all anime style, you just knocked him out type deal. You're killing a lot of these people. You really are killing them.
Shit.
They're, for the purpose of the story, there are times when, oh no, he got away. But there are people that like, you fucking killed that guy. And they made it obvious. They did not leave it to the imagination of maybe you did, maybe you didn't. You fucking killed that guy. I like that.
Yeah.
It's refreshing. It's refreshing to admit and acknowledge that, we're killing people. To do this mission, lives will be lost.
Yeah.
And I just like that because it's frustrating when a game showcases how evil and despicable a villain is, and then they're like, let him go, be the bigger person. Fuck that. Kill that guy.
Yeah.
And it is satisfying to kill the guy. After they show you who they are, after they show you, don't be Goku. All right, don't let him go just to end up getting shot in the back. Don't do it. And so it's refreshing. I get so frustrated by games that have like excessive mercy, or media in general, because it's like, good God, Batman, kill the Joker.
Just fucking kill him, dude. That's what I'm saying.
Because the story needs to keep going. But my Mamma Mia,
he would save so many lives if he just snapped his neck right now.
And so I like that this game goes for it and goes for the violence and explicitly tells you like, you murdered that guy.
Yeah.
I will say, while the story so far has been excellent, some of the voice acting is not the best, but the story is very engaging. I'm really invested in it to see where it all goes. But some of the voice acting is just somewhat flat. But noting, like I read when I was kind of researching the mobile changes a bit, they added more voice acting than was originally in the mobile game. I don't want to say if they rushed that or not, but just some of it's really good, some of it's not. I feel like that happens in a lot of games, though. Yeah. Like, aside from like a big blockbuster title, I feel like that just happens.
And this is
the
not
gameplay
the $50
itself,
game.
Exactly, that too. The gameplay itself, very familiar for Octopath fans. Turn-based battles, each party member earns the BP points, which can be used to kind of upgrade, boost your attacks. And so you can save them up for a few turns and unleash a really strong attack, or you can kind of spend them as you earn them and just do like a double attack. For example, each enemy has shields that need to be broken so you could deal more damage. To break the shields, you have to attack their weaknesses. And so one thing I like about this game is that, of course, you build up your party of 8 characters. You will have whatever you need, essentially, to hit any weak point. But when you don't have everything to hit a weak point, the enemies still take damage. It's not a game where, they're completely, indifferent to that because you don't have the right thing. You can still deal damage. You're just weaker. It'll take longer, but you're not totally punished for not having everything at your disposal right away. It is, like I mentioned, you have 8 characters in your party max. They are broken up into 2 rows, a front row and a back row. The back row gains health and special, which is what like your mana for special attacks or for magic if it's a magic user, and the BP. So they earn that in the background. You can switch them into the front row when it's, the right turn and move them around. I love that. It really just gives you so many options during battles. And it just feels very fluid and fun. There is a town building aspect.
Oh yeah, no. Before we move on from battle, I have one question. I want to read this from a listener too. For your classes or like your characters, are they like a specific archetype or like a class that you can change, or is it just kind of all pretty linear what skills they learn?
Yeah, so the main character, you have jobs you can switch between.
Okay.
And so these jobs are familiar from the first one. As examples, you have the scholar, you have the apothecary, the
merchant.
Cleric, I believe, is the spiritual one. I don't think it's called. Yeah, I think it's the cleric. There's multiple jobs, the warrior, to switch between. Those jobs affect what equipment and what skills you unlock. You do buy your skills with job points, and they get quite expensive. You buy your skills, and then to equip all the skills, you do also need to like spend job points to give yourself more slots.
I see.
Your companions along the way, to my knowledge, don't change their jobs.
Okay.
You do leave them as you found them. So, okay, this is a cleric. She's going to stay a cleric. The apothecary is going to stay an apothecary, to my knowledge. You only change your job, and everybody else is static with what they do, and what skills they can learn are kind of locked in.
Cool. Let me read this from Hammer Time 44. Hey, fellers. Regarding the Octopath series, I started 2 and got 60 hours into it, but ended up dropping the game because there was too much grinding. I even installed mods to help, but I still had to grind in between chapters. My question is, in Octopath Zero, is there as much grinding as in the other games? I love the story, but the padding is something I have zero patience for. Keep on keeping on.
So it's hard for me to say. I'm only maybe 11 and a half hours in to this 100-hour experience. As of now, I have not had to grind levels. I have been making sure to, not flee from battles unless I was like, I'm about to die. And I haven't saved in a while. So I have just been organically going from place to place and doing the battles that come up. And I have only had to, only once I was like, I need to be like 1 level higher for this fight to be manageable. Did that. Fight was great, So I haven't had to do any insane grinding. I also hate level grinding. Hate it. And so I'm very sensitive to that. I have not had an issue with it yet. But I've also, once you start being able to use the fast travel more, I could see where it might become a problem later, because if I start fast traveling everywhere instead of walking, I'm not going to be getting into as many battles. Will it be a problem? Time will tell. But as of now, it hasn't been.
Okay.
That's something I'd check some reviews for to see, because I don't know if 30 hours in, I'm going to be like, yeah, I got to spend 3 hours grinding levels.
Yeah.
Because there's no difficulty settings.
Interesting.
So, yeah, there's no difficulty options. You get what you get. Equipment matters a lot, though. That's one thing I'll say is, instead of spending a lot of time grinding levels, see what you can purchase. Make sure you're selling old equipment to get the money back. But the equipment does matter a lot. And that's just a big, big tip for these games, and something that gives you a major advantage. And also remembering to spend your job points and unlock better skills.
Okay, cool. All right. You talked about, you're going to get to this, but I want to know the most about the town building. That's the most interesting aspect to me.
Yes. So there is a town building aspect. And Brad, you had asked me on Punching Up if it's possible to get really invested in that and spend a lot of time with it. And at the time I couldn't answer because I was too early in, but now I can. The town building does have slow down points where you have to wait for certain things to happen. For example, you're able to grow crops. Well, you unlock that, and then to actually progress, you have to harvest 2 crops. So you have to wait a couple in-game days for that to happen. So the town building, you can at first do a couple little town building missions in a row. And then there are these kind of built-in slowdown points where you simply have to wait. And then you can come back later, so go do some main missions, come back. But there are built in some things that kind of slow you down.
Yeah.
And so, I don't know, part of me wishes you could just get lost in town building for 10 hours at a time and just be stuck in with that. But it seems like while it's a component of the game, it's not going to be, as of now, something super robust. It is a side project of you're recruiting people to join your town and improve it, but you can only do so much at a time. As of now, like I said, I'm 11 and a half hours in, and I've been doing all the town stuff consistently. Like I've been doing a couple main missions, go back to see what I can do in my town. I've been making sure to not forget about it, so I'm not progressing it.
Yeah.
But it does sort of limit you in what you're able to do at a time.
Okay.
And when it comes to like the actual questing, the quests are structured in chapters, just like Octopath 1 and 2. So when you open up your map, you'll see that it says like this enemy, chapter 1, this enemy, chapter 2. All right. So just like the first two games, you are going along. You can do them in any order. You simply need to be the appropriate level. It tells you what level you should be, the recommended. But it is up to you to decide on what order you want to work on things. I know some people don't really like that. I know some people feel like it's too freeform and they kind of feel a lack of motivation. But the story, like I said, the story is really good.
Yeah.
And these three main villains that you have on your map, man, you want to take them down.
Cool.
And so I have had no issue with feeling motivated to go to the next, and keep working through, this kind of little wheel of villains. And like previous games had you doing your companions' stories. So it would be like Ophelia, chapter 1, and instead with this, as of now, it's the villain, chapter 1, chapter 2. And so you're progressing the story instead of through getting to know your companions better, you're progressing the story through fighting these villains. That is different. And again, if having like super strong party connections is a make or break for you, as of now, you have a couple strong connections, but most of them do feel like they're just along for the ride.
Yeah.
And especially with these main quests being focused on the bad guys, and the aspect of finding your party members happens along the way compared to the first two games where that's the main draw of what you're doing. But yeah, as you go in through each new town, you're scouting for people you can add to your town. So talking to people is very important. If you like old school games or you got to talk to everybody in town, that's quite fun and charming. And yeah, I'm really enjoying it so far. It is a game that I'm thinking about when I'm not playing it.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, like I'm working on some holiday crafts. I'm down to the wire with these. And I'm working on some holiday crafts, and I was working on them yesterday. All I could think of yesterday though was like, oh, I wonder if I'll have enough time to play some Octopath today, as I'm like working on my crafts and trying to get them done in time.
I love that.
Yeah. It's because I don't know, this was a weird year for me. When I look at the games I played this year, there were a couple that just didn't really hit, but it is what it is. But it's always somewhat disappointing to me when I'm really excited for a game and it ends up not being quite right for me. Yeah. So this is one that when they announced it, I was like, let's fucking go. And so far that feeling has been maintained. The longer I play it, the more I just want to keep engaging with it and keep unlocking new stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's great. Everyone I've talked to about the game seems very positive on it, which is awesome. Kind of came out of nowhere. Mobile port.
Yes, because they announced it with The Adventures of Elliot, which you and I are both super excited for. But this one was coming out basically like immediately. They're like, this is coming out in 2 months.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, shit.
Yeah.
You don't have to wait at all to play that, whereas Elliot's coming out next year. So I love a surprise announcement and the game coming out within like 6 months.
Yeah,
Mamma mia.
That is fun. That's always good. All right, good shit, Square Enix. Micah, let's end this show with some write-ins from the audience. First, we got Daniel Ross here. Hey, Summon Punchers, what have been some of this year's flown under the radar games for you guys that you recommend checking out? All right.
You know what I'm going to say, Brad.
Say it.
Is this seat taken?
Is this seat taken?
Delightful puzzle game. Delightful.
Like,
I don't like puzzle games, dude. I don't. This is so charming, so low stakes. Because I hate the stressful anxiety feeling I get when I play puzzle games. I know it's all me, but whatever. And this game doesn't do that. And genuinely, it has the most adorable little story. And I cried at the end.
Yeah.
So Is This Seat Taken is a game that I want a million people to try because it's a perfect weekend game, perfect game for traveling. You're hanging out at a hotel or something. It's just fantastic and a very high quality experience, for what it is. Yeah. I just loved it.
It's very cute. Everyone looks adorable in it.
It's adorable and also it's just very well done.
Yeah.
You got some head scratching little puzzles, but there's no timers, because I tried playing Katamari Damacy, the new one, and man, the timers stress me out so bad. It's a cute little game, and I'm fucking let's go, roll it. I'm losing my shit because of the timer. I just can't move past it. I can't mentally be you have 10 minutes. I'm you gotta fucking go.
Yeah.
This game's not like that. You can sit and stare at it for as long as you want to figure out those puzzles.
Kind of underlooked for me. I'm looking at games I've played this year or finished. Kazan, or the first Berserker Kazan, really cool. I don't know, Neo-esque, Souls-like. It's a spin-off of the Dungeon and Fighter mobile game, but it was way better than I expected it to be. I was really surprised, especially for this studio's first time ever doing a game like this. Really fun combat. Kazan is a badass character, and I like being him. Shout out Ben Starr as Kazan. Really cool game. If you like any third-person action games or Souls-like stuff like that, you should check this game out. Sick game. I'm trying to see what else. I'm trying to say what was really not a lot of people were talking about. We talked about this, but I didn't hear much people. Oh wait, you were going to say something.
I was going to shout out Rido Remastered.
Rido is a great, perfect example of this. Yes.
Yeah, because it's a game that is Persona and Shin Megami Tensei adjacent. However, I just didn't see still a lot of people talking about it, despite the popularity of those games. Mm-hmm. So yeah, if you're a Persona fan like me, highly recommend it. I'm not someone who jived with Shin Megami Tensei when I tried it, but I absolutely loved this game.
There you go. Ninja Gaiden Ragebound, we talked about a lot on this network, but outside of that, I haven't heard much chatter about it. Really good 2D game, super fun. Also, Sword of the Sea, a really cool 3-4 hour experience.
You're the only person I've heard talk about it, truly. Yeah, you're the only person I know who's played it.
It's really good, it's how do I say it? It's like an experience, I guess, is how I would describe it. It's definitely something you should check out if you have time to. I really enjoyed my time with it. It does not overstay its welcome. It's pretty short. If you see it on sale for $20 or something like that, definitely pick it up. It was $30, and I think that might have been slightly too expensive in my opinion, but if you see it for 20, 25, pick it up. Really cool game. All right, let's see here. Just the final write-in for the show. Jacob Martin wrote and said, "Hello, Micah and Brad. Just to double down on what Colin has been saying for years. You can be frugal while gaming if you are patient. More so, you do not need to be patient." Wait, what? More so, you do not need to be patient? What? PSA to everyone upset with the prices. Go to your local library and check out games there. Just picked up Expedition 33 and Metroid 4 that were sitting on that shelf. You pay for it whether you use it or not. Happy holidays, y'all. Oh, he's saying you don't have to wait to spend money.
Right,
sale.
Yeah, you can be patient and wait for a sale. Or go to your local library, which your tax dollars fund anyways.
Dude.
And it was a super cool experience actually this year because I got an email from someone who worked for a library in their state and they were ordering copies of Habroxia for it.
Cool.
When we did the release over the summer. And it was just neat to package those up and know that they were going to be in somebody's library, like a literal library.
Yeah, that's awesome. That was cool. I need to check out my library and see if there's a game section. I remember when I was a kid, there was VHS tapes and stuff like that. but I haven't like looked at the library in so long to
Oh,
see.
dude, and I'm not, even some libraries will have things like either discounted passes to things like the zoo or the aquarium,
Mhm.
or actual just like a very limited number, but just free passes. You know,
Yeah.
a lot of times it'll be like you have to go on like a weekday versus a weekend, but with the cost of, you know, going to the zoo and stuff like that, just climbing and climbing, like it can be super expensive, some of those activities. And your local library can often have passes or discounts on
Yeah.
those things. So I use the library for renting Kindle books primarily.
Oh, yeah.
And so, because like there's an app called Libby, which is free, connects to your local library with your library card, and you can check out the ebooks and you know, you have your rental period. I love doing that. It's a great way to utilize the library, but I still get to be a hermit and don't have to leave my house.
Man, I love the library. I always really enjoyed going to it. I'm not like a huge reader, but I always loved being in the library. Very peaceful most of the time. If you're, dude, do not be loud in the library. Shut the fuck up.
Don't fucking, I'll karate chop you.
Shut the
I
fuck up.
wanted to be a librarian when I was a kid.
Whoa.
That was like a Micah dream job.
Cool.
It was not something I could afford to go to school for, which is where the path I ended up taking, you know, was really all because of like what I could afford to do.
Yeah.
But in another dimension, there's a Micah who's a librarian, and my 80-year-old soul is delighted.
Yeah, shushing people. That sounds pretty fun.
God,
Getting paid to shush people.
Shush people.
Shut the fuck up.
Shush the fuck out of people.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. But I used to, like, when I would write something, sometimes I would go to the library just because it was more peaceful than at home. Less distracting, I should say.
Yeah. I mean, my dad and I used to go to the library a lot together. My dad reads a lot. And so he's at the library every single week, picking up and returning books. And as a kid, it was just always one of those fun things to do together. Go to the library, whether I even got books for myself, because I often borrowed books from school instead of like a town library.
Yeah.
But just going with him and looking at all the books. I find books to just be... There's just something about these little tomes of knowledge. There's something about this like tangible object full of information in the era of smartphones, especially where all the information's in your pocket. There's just something that I love.
There's something
about
great about
these
it.
Printed text.
Yeah. Support your local library, I guess. Go check it out. Go read a book.
Go check them out. Pun intended. Go check them out.
Go check them out.
I miss the card catalog system. I'm not gonna lie. I remember as a kid, there's a point where your teacher does like a whole lesson about using the card catalog and the Dewey Decimal System, and truly this information is now useless, taking up space in my brain that will never be utilized. And I'm sad it's gone, only because I know it and I wish I had a use for it.
Damn.
But of course, it's easier than ever now to catalog books in a library with computers. I mean, it was cool. You go and you take out the little drawer and you read the card and it tells you where to go to find the book.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah, it was cool.
So when you learned that, it was like you learned the secret, you know? Now you knew how to navigate the library easily instead of just browsing endlessly looking for your one specific book. You go find the fucking card for it and find where it is.
Yeah.
And now it's useless.
We're too advanced now for that. Sadly. But yeah, shout out library. Micah, we're done though with this episode. Thank you for joining me. I think this is the first summon sign that's just been you and me, so that was a lot of fun.
Mayhaps.
But yeah, this is the last episode for us for the year that we're filming. But of course, all you listeners and viewers, you're gonna get 2 more episodes that we already filmed coming at you in the next coming weeks. So please be excited about that. All right, Micah, before we get out of here, anything you want to say, or should we just skedaddle?
I'm going to offer a holiday greeting by way of me, my creamy shits to all. Do you know the video I'm referencing?
No. What?
Oh my God, it's one of Colin's favorites. Okay, this woman had like a banner on her garage. It was supposed to say Merry Christmas, but her kids rearranged it to say creamy shits.
Oh, man.
But she walks up and she's like, creamy shits! Creamy shits is what you wrote. Like, Colin and I have just been yelling creamy shits at each other for the whole month of December.
That is awesome.
So we love that video. But Merry Christmas to everybody. Happy Hanukkah to those who celebrate. Joyous Kwanzaa to the 3 people maybe listening who celebrate that. If there's other holidays that I forgot, I hope you have fun with those too.
Hope you have a nice break if you get one. If you're working, God bless. You'll need the strength. So we're rooting for you. All right, we're out of here. See everybody. Bye-bye. Summon Sign is a product of Last Stand Media and Collins Last Stand LLC and is proudly recorded in the USA. The show is written and hosted by me, Brad Ellis. The show is produced by Dustin Furman. All of Last Stand's theme music is by Ramon Narvaez. Summon Sign, along with the rest of Last Stand's media shows, are fan-funded on Patreon at patreon.com/laststandmedia. The following names are at the producer level on Patreon, our highest tier, and we are grateful for your kind contribution and generosity to our independent endeavor. Thank you.